Hi friends, welcome to the class. Once again, first of all, I would like to thank everyone for your outstanding response and thank you so much for the messages that you're sending to me. I'm very happy that you are going through the videos and you're finding it very informative. Some of the messages were very outstanding and they really touched my heart. I'm extremely happy that I am able to help you to learn new vocabulary words, and especially we are together learning and making this a very beautiful journey. So let's try to learn another set of 25 new vocabulary words today in vocabulary number 7. And the first word we are going to discuss today is affirmative. Affirmative means something which is positive, something which is true. So, if I ask a favor from my friend and my friend gave me an affirmative response, it means that he has given me a positive response. The second word is pertinent. Pertinent means important. So if there are few things that we are discussing on a daily basis which are highly pertinent for you, you try to note down on a piece of notebook, or you tend to write it down, or you remember them from the core of your heart, so that is pertinent. If somebody gives you a phone number which belongs to your friend or a doctor or a physician, and if you note it down because it is highly pertinent for you, pertinent means important. Third word is plenteous. Something which has an abundant supply. It is highly plenteous. So we can say, to my mind, the meal was astonishingly plenteous. If somebody served a great amount of meal to us. Next word is precipice. This word is important because ideally it has two different meanings. Precipice means a deep cliff, which means that if the mountain or if the rock is absolutely steep and it is very difficult to climb, because it needs special training in order to climb a very deep cliff or very steep cliff. Precipice also means an awkward situation in which you are not comfortable at all. If you face or if you suffer heavy losses in your business, you are in a state of deep precipice. While climbing a deep or a steep cliff, it is a precipice situation because it is very hard to climb the steep rock or the mountain. Next word is quell. Quell means to overcome. For example, if you're not healthy on one particular day, so what we do? We take some medicines, and if you take some medicines, the impact of the medicines is good, then we are able to kill the problem what we are facing on a regular basis. Next word is replenish. Replenish is the word which we use quite often to fill up something that has been emptied. For example, if we are using some ink pens, so nowadays nobody is using ink pens, very rarely people use it. So earlier in the ancient times, or just 10 to 15 years back, people used to use ink pens, and if the ink is finished, they always try to replenish it with another set of ink. Next word is sabotage. So this is a French word, sabotage. So sabotage means to destroy or hinder the normal operations. So if some task is going very smoothly, somebody asks an awkward question, or if something comes up all of a sudden, which is going to abruptly hinder the normal course of operations. If that happens, it is going to sabotage the ongoing situation. Next word is waver. Waver means to hold back in absolute uncertainty. So if you're not sure about something, then you're going to waver that particular thing. For example, if your friend is a leader, and if your friend is standing in the elections, your friend asks for your support. So if you're not sure if that you're going to support your friend, you may or may not waver in his favor. Next word is vulnerable. This word is important because it is a part of questions. So many writing tasks will have this word within the questions, vulnerable sections of the society. So vulnerable is something which is capable of being hurted or capable of being hurt or wounded. So all the women and children belong to the vulnerable sections of the society. Next word is repugnant. Very important word. Repugnant means something which is offensive to the mind. For example, if there is a foul smell. So what happens if you're driving and somehow if the window is opened and the air condition is not on, so the repugnant smell is, or the foul smell is going to disturb you. So what you will do at that point of time, you immediately close the windows, turn on the air conditioner, and will immediately try your level best that you stay away from the repugnant smell. Because repugnant smell is highly offensive, it is unbearable, so we always avoid the repugnant smell. Let's try to do a quick recap. Affirmative is something which is positive, so if you listen to something which is positive, it is highly affirmative. Pertinent is important, so please always note down the pertinent words because they will be in your favor. If you remember the usage of these words, the fluency in the language will be easy for you and you'll be able to demonstrate your skills in a good way. Plenteous is an abundant supply. So if at your places you have an abundant supply of electricity and water, you can say I have an plenteous supply of electricity and water at my ambience or at my place. Precipice, it is a deep cliff as well as it is an awkward situation. In both the situations, things are very difficult. In the first situation, you may be able to climb the rock if you are absolutely in a good strength, or if you have great deal of fortitude, or if you're absolutely brilliant in doing that activity. Precipice also means an awkward situation. So if you're in a commotion, if you're in an awkward situation, so you need to work hard to come out of that conundrum. Kill is to get away of something. So if you have a bad stomach, you'll take some medicine and you will kill the problem. Replenish is to reuse by adding something to the work what we are trying to do. So if you're writing with your ink pen, you will replenish the ink and you will continue to use the ink pen. Sabotage is to destroy the reputation or hinder the normal course of action. So sometimes a wrong question or somebody is trying to stifle some creativity that hampers the situation or it sabotages the complete scenario. Waver is to hold back an uncertainty when you're not sure whether you're going to support the other person or not. Vulnerable, it means all the sections of the society who are easily hurt or wounded, so vulnerable sections of the society. Repugnant is absolutely offensive, abominable, or abhorrent. Let's proceed with the next set of words. This word is easy to remember. Scurry. Scurry means proceed hurriedly. The mouse scurried under the door. Next word is zeal. If you're eager to do something and if you have a strong passion towards it, then we will use this word zeal. He has a strong zeal to participate in extracurricular activities. Next word is specimen. Specimen means an example which is as typical of its class. For example, if you are in a laboratory and if you are trying to conduct an experiment, you might be conducting an experiment with the tissue. So if you're taking some specimens of the tissue, you'll be able to conduct the experiment. In the same way, if we need to pay checks to or pay salary to our employees, we are not going to sign on all the checks at the beginning of the month. Thus, we might hand over our signature specimens to the bank, and the bank will automatically take care of that. Next word is zenith. If you remember in my earlier sessions, I have done one word called nadir. I'm writing this word here for the benefit of the students. Nadir is the lowest point of everything. Zenith is the highest point of everything. So if there are 10 teams in a competition and if your team is at its number 1 position, you can say my team is currently at its zenith. But unfortunately, if your team is not performing and your team is at the bottom, then you can say my team is currently at its nadir, but it will reach its zenith in the long run. Next word is earn. If you want to achieve something strongly, if you're absolutely passionate about something, then you can use this word earn. I earn to teach at least 10 students in every class. I earn that my students should score good marks. I earn that I should be able to accomplish the dreams in my life. I earn that I should be able to contribute to the society by doing one thing or the other. So whatever you wish to earn, whatever you're passionate about, you can use this word. If you have a strong zeal to do something, you can again use these words. You can actually combine these words in a single sentence as well. Again, it is absolutely up to you. 16th word is xenophobia. So xenophobia is basically fear from foreigners or strangers. So there are some parents who are very particular and they inculcate or they continuously discuss with the children, do not talk with strangers, do not talk with foreigners, do not talk with people whom you don't know. And if somebody offers you some food or some drinks, please avoid it absolutely. So they inculcate xenophobia, and sometimes it proves wrong or it goes in a very negative way, and children continue to follow it in the later stages of their life as well. Next word is serenity. Serenity is a very beautiful word. Serenity means the absence of mental stress or anxiety. The beautiful garden filled him with great serenity. His words were absolutely serene, and it filled the environment with absolute serenity. Next word is swagger. A swagger is a person who is a proud, stiff, pompous gait. He may or may not be successful in his personal or professional life, but he is a person who can motivate you. He can lie to you, and if he says, okay, I started my business with only $10,000 and now I am a millionaire. So you will think, okay, it's possible that if somebody starts his business with a low capital, if we work hard, we will be able to attain success. So if you meet someone who is a swagger can motivate you. And if a swagger motivates you, you might be absolutely motivated and perhaps you will attain success in your life as well. So if you walk with swagger, you are probably confident in yourself. Next word is zealot. So zealot is a very strong word. It is typically used in the religious sense, a fervent and even militant proponent of something. So zealot is primarily associated with people who are closely connected to their religion. There are some people who are highly orthodox, and they are orthodox to such an extent that they can do anything for the protection of their higher virtues, which are closely connected to their religion. So some people do not treat other religions equally, and they always tend to believe that my religion is at its zenith and I'm not concerned about other religions. So sometimes they act as zealots, and then they try to exchange words which are disastrous, and it continues to create more problems, and it is a disaster situation. So if some problems are not resolved, they become disputes, and if some disputes are not resolved, they become a conflagration. Okay, we'll be doing these words in the long run. So a dispute is a problem which is difficult to resolve. The other word which I just discussed is conflagration. I'll just write for the benefit of the students. Conflagration. Conflagration means a problem which is absolutely impossible to resolve. You have already tried it for years and years, for decades and decades, and it seems that there is no solution to that particular problem. So the solution to any problem will only occur when both the parties will communicate with each other, and they will try to understand the problems. If that happens, it is no longer a conflagration because it can be resolved, so it will be a kind of a dispute. So a conflagration is a higher degree of dispute. So in the upcoming sessions, we'll be discussing on this word in detail. Next word is translucent. So this is a scientific word. So if through any object a light passes, so that object is highly translucent. So it's a property of science. Let's try to do a quick recap. From 11 to 20, scurry means to move hurriedly. The mouse scurried under the door, or the children scurried in order to play. Zeal is a strong sense of eagerness. So if you have a strong zeal, then you can use this word. Specimen, it can be for a signature, it can be some kind of specific class of something. Zenith means you're at the top. If you're absolutely passionate to do something. Xenophobia is the fear of strangers or foreigners. Serenity means when the place is absolutely calm and quiet and you enjoy the serenity, the calm and composed nature or absolute peace of that particular place. Swagger is a proud, stiff and pompous, gay person who motivates you perhaps. He is himself motivated in his life or not, that does not matter. But he will motivate you for sure. Zealot, refers to a person who is an orthodox, who believes in himself, who believes in his religion better than anyone else, and he can go to any extent for the protection of his higher values, which he firmly believes in his own religion. Translucent are the different objects through which light can pass. So it is a scientific term. Let's continue. Next word is wanton. Now wanton is a very special word because wanton is a lewd or lascivious person. Please listen to this sentence very carefully. The judge sentenced the teenage boy to 200 hours of community service for his wanton acts of vandalism. There are some actions which are done before the age of 18 or before the person becomes a major. So if somebody is a minor, then if somebody commits a crime when he's below the age of 18, he is sentenced to prisons under the juvenile crimes. So whatever the judge will announce for the juvenile, so it will be done. Next word is vermilion. So last month, in the month of April, I visited the Vatican City for the second time in my life, and the guards of the Pope wear a vermilion dress. So vermilion means a vivid red to reddish, or it is equivalent to an orange color. So the guards of the Pope wear the stripes of vermilion color. Next word is wonky. Wonky, it is connected to the behavior of a person if somebody is turned or twisted towards one side. So if somebody is not happy, so we can say that he has a wonky nose today and a crooked mouth. So he is not in the best of his form, and it will be quite visible from his body language that he is not happy today. Next word is uncanny. Uncanny means something which is not normal. If you see something which according to you cannot happen, but things are going on in that particular way. If somebody is eating raw meat, it is an uncanny view. So we can say he is an uncanny man who likes to eat raw meat. Next word is terse. Terse means something which is absolutely brief and to the point. So if you are an employee of an organization and let's say you are going on vacations, what you will do at that point of time? You will request your manager to grant you a leave, and you will write a detailed letter stating the reasons. Why are you going on vacations? Why it is important for you to grant leave at that particular amount of time? Let's say you're going for leave for 7 days, and if your manager replies in an affirmative note just by saying yes. And if he says yes, it is a terse remark, brief and to the point. So it is absolutely in your favor. You requested for the leave for 7 days and your manager grants you the same amount of leave. So you're absolutely happy in that particular fashion. I'll repeat the words. So wanton is refer to a lewd or a lascivious person. Vermilion is referring to the orange color. Wonky is turned or twisted towards one side. Uncanny is something which is not normal. Terse, brief and to the point. So with this we come to the end of the vocabulary number 7. So we are done with the 25 words in vocabulary number 7. Some of the words are easy to use. So please try to use them in your writing skills as well as in your daily communication skills. Outlandish, replenish, sabotage, vulnerable, zenith, xenophobia, swagger, translucent, vermilion, uncanny and terse. These words are absolutely important. So please refer to these words, and I'm absolutely sure you're going to enjoy these words. If you learn these words from the core of your heart, you will be able to use and you will be able to make expressions which till date are not easy. So let's work hard together. In case you face any problems, I'll be also conducting a session in which I will be taking your doubts probably live, or I'll be doing a task in which I'll quickly recap all the vocabulary words. So I'll be doing one session in which I'll cover vocabulary number 1 to 5, another session from 6 to 10. So it is done strictly as per the demand of the audiences or my viewers, and thank you so much for attending my class today. I wish you a very good day. Thank you so much.